Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're talking about Star Trek Picard, Season 2, Episode 4. We've got our heroes on Earth, we've got Rios in custody, we've got Raffi and Seven stealing police cars, and obviously Picard and Jurati are exploring the chateau, the Chateau Picard or whatever that they've crash landed in the ship. We've got a trailer to have a look at for this episode. We've got a sneak peek scene to have a look at for this episode. We've got lots of stuff to get us all excited about our next episode of Star Trek Picard. Guys, if you're interested, I got a big sale on the merch store at the moment. Free shipping for everything. Pick yourself up some cool Star Trek flavoured t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, caps, all that sort of stuff, and it's free shipping at the moment. So make sure you check out the merch store, link in the description, and see what great designs are there on offer. Okay, so let's firstly get into this trailer for the new episode, take a look at that, and then we'll break down it shot by shot, and then we'll get into the sneak peek scene.
We only have 3 days before the future is changed irrevocably.
We need a way to find Rios and get back to fixing the timeline.
Are you suggesting we steal a vehicle?
Redby, stop! Stop! Are you guys alive? Please tell me you're alive.
We must find a way to bring us home. It is vital to the future of humanity.
Okay, well, looks like a really interesting episode for next week. Let's have a look at these shot by shot and see if there's any extra info we can gather looking at it in a little bit more detail. So first off, we see a shot of Chateau Picard, which looks a little bit more run down in 2024 than it does in the 25th century when we saw it last time. The Borg Queen looking very sinister here. She's clearly playing some mind games with Jurati in next week's episode. Picard and Jurati exploring at nighttime here with a very run down and dishevelled looking Chateau Picard. Now it appears our crew finds out that they've only got 3 days to solve the problem in the timeline, so they must find out an exact date on the convergence. Rios obviously gets himself arrested here and is holding up a sign saying Castaic deport. Castaic is a community, I believe, in the northwestern part of Los Angeles. So maybe in this particular time they're using this region as some kind of Guantanamo Bay-esque sort of detention center, perhaps. Rios on a bus, no doubt en route to this detention center. And I'm guessing this is Seven and Raffi trying to track down Rios and rescue him from deportation. Raffi lock and loading a phaser, which they obviously need to steal a police car. Good to see the phaser here using a beam rather than the pew-pew bolts or whatever that we see so often. Star Trek has always used beams from their hand weapons in the past, but lately we've been seeing far more phaser bolts than beams, so good to see they're using the beams again in this episode. Seven and Raffi having stolen a police car, although I think this isn't Seven at all in this car. I think this is the stunt driver or a stunt person who's in the car and they haven't done the face replacement on this shot yet. Seven and Raffi looking like they're having a bit of difficulty driving a motor vehicle and also navigating their way around LA. Looks like Rios is having a bit of a scuffle here with one of the other inmates of the detention centre, which I guess he's been deported to, and his dislocated hand certainly looking a little bit worse for wear in this shot. Picard clearly beaming into the 10 Forward Avenue location where Guinan had her bar in the 25th century. It'd be interesting to see whether Guinan still owns this establishment in this particular year. And if we are going to see Whoopi Goldberg again, are they going to de-age her? It'll be very interesting to see who these creepy wide-eyed guys are that are in LA at this particular time. I wonder whether this is some sort of dream sequence that Q puts in Picard's mind, or whether this is actually reality, because they seem a little bit freaky. When Picard and Jurati explore the vineyard, I'm guessing that Picard has some more flashback moments of him and his mum at Chateau Picard when he was a boy. Now, last week's episode we saw a advertisement for the Europa project, or the Europa mission, and now we've got Q appearing in like a lab coat as if he's a scientist working on this scientific exploration mission to Europa, which is one of the moons of Jupiter. Okay, so now let's have a look at this sneak peek scene, which gives us a bit of a glimpse at one of the interesting scenes from next week's episode. So let's now take a look at that.
Poor Agnes Jurati, doomed to be the afterthought left behind again. Not to me. You're more than you've let on, that they can see. Smart, cunning, and remarkably more cruel than I could have predicted. Bravo.
There's a real game of psychological warfare going on by the Borg Queen to Jurati. She's really trying to get under her skin in a big way. The Borg Queen has obviously identified certain traits in Jurati that has certainly sparked her interest. And I think Jurati needs to be very careful about how she proceeds with this Borg Queen, because if she's not careful, she's potentially going to end up one.
How am I cruel?
Fixing me just to take what you need. Leaving me up here powerless, yet now awake to feel it.
All right. Well, have a good night plotting, or whatever it is Borg Queens do.
You felt it too, didn't you?
There's something quite potentially sinister buried very deep between the sweet and bubbly kind of outgoing personality that Jurati kind of has. And we saw a glimpse of that last season with the way she switched off the life support for Bruce Maddox. Even though she was under the influence of the sort of Romulan-Vulcan mind meld done by Commodore O, there's something buried deep down with Jurati, and the Borg Queen's clearly tapping into this.
That thing for what we Borg have so very many words. Assimilation. Cooperation. Connection.
Ooh, look out, Jurati. The Borg Queen's coming for you. Yeah, this is interesting. The relationship between these two, it's bubbling away. It's you can really tell the Borg Queen is starting to get under Jurati's skin. I'm actually kind of surprised that the Borg Queen didn't bring up some of the events which happened to Jurati last season, like killing Bruce Maddox. I think that could have really kind of dug the knife in a little bit more for her in this scene here. And we know that something is going to go down weirdly for Jurati, just based on a few of the trailer shots that have come out promoting the season. We've seen Jurati running around LA in a red dress, jumping across the rooftops of cars and everything. So it's, it seems like there could be some nanoprobe infection or something that, happens later on this season to infect Jurati in some way. And whether this is just a sort of a dream sequence or whether it's real, I'm not sure. But the red dress is a bit out of character for Jurati. But we shall soon see, I guess, to what effect the Borg Queen's plotting, how that affects Jurati going forward in future episodes. Guys, leave me your thoughts in the comments section as to what you thought about the trailer and the sneak peek scene and what you're most excited for episode 4 of Star Trek Picard season 2. Guys, please leave a super thanks if you're able to. It really helps the channel out. As I said, it's free shipping at the moment in my merch store, where you can pick up some cool Star Trek t-shirts such as this one. This is one of the newer designs I've had in the store recently. Yeah, there's heaps there to look at, so check out the link in the description for those for free shipping at the moment. Guys, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and yeah, I'll catch you very soon for my next video. I'll see you soon.